माय मोगाचो येवकार सगळे आमचे CCR TV पळयणाऱ्यांक. Welcome. You are watching our special program in conversation with. And we have Goa's one and only a famous football coach who has won several laurels that cannot be described in this short period of time. Welcome, Dronacharya Award winner, our own coach who has been in Goa for so many years. He was also the coach of the Indian team and none other than Armando Colaco. My magaso yokar Baba Armando.
Dio bore kuru, sir Jovito.
Third, we are going to talk today about the mess in Indian football. And this mess has put us absolutely low in the FIFA Men World Rankings. There was a big discussion on all these happenings in Indian football, and the two entities to be blamed, everybody says, first is the All India Football Federation, and second is the famous coach Manolo Marquez. The situation in Indian football will be shared, what it is, what has happened, what the AIFF thinks or what needs to be done, because Armando attended a very critical meeting in New Delhi very recently. They have taken several decisions because as of now, India does not have the head coach. Armand, could you share with us what are the decisions taken in the latest meeting held in New Delhi?
I was a special invitee for the meeting through the president of AIFF, Mr. Kalyan Chobe. And they also asked me the first question, how do you rate the performance of the Indian national team? Frankly speaking, I just couldn't believe that India is playing such a bad football. You see, missing chances, doing silly mistakes at the back, at the goal, and losing to the last game, which really upset us all. So they asked me, what do you think about it? So I said, first an important thing which everyone should learn and must learn, coaching is a very difficult job. A coach needs time in the Indian national team. You see, there are players who come from the different ideologies and coach has a different philosophy. To gel them together, it takes hell of a time. But then what can a coach do when the players miss open chances and make silly mistakes at the back? Having said this, Manolo Marquez also did a cardinal mistake of kicking his legs on both FC Goa and Indian national team, which I felt he shouldn't have done it. Now, Manolo Marquez has asked to be relieved, and which all in the Football Federation, through the technical committee, has agreed to release him of his duties. But then what's next? It was discussed. So I told them to look out for a coach who has been here in India. If it's possible, get an Indian coach. At the moment, there is only Khalid Jamil, who has done very well with Jamshedpur, with Northeast India, wherever he was. But we must see whether Khalid Jamil accepts this post, because it's too short a duration. He also needs time to gel the players. If not, get a coach who has been here in India for quite a long time and who understands the players and also maintains a strong discipline. I say this word discipline because you don't get players like old players, our olden goal players from Goa, India, where they used to play with pride for the country. Now commercialism has come, it's all about money, and then they don't. I've come to know through very close sources to Manolo, who has told me that these players have to push them, they don't give their best because they think that they'll get frightened and then they'll lose their career at the club. So money is a problem here. This some of the players, of course, the players has to get it, But too much of money has come in too short a time for these players, and also for those players who are not getting valuable time in their team. Even the substitutes get a lot of time. So this has hampered the growth of football in India. Let's see, the applications are invited for a coach, and once those application comes, I think we have to go and sit together and discuss who is the best suited for the Indian national team.
What we have seen, Manolo juggled dual responsibilities, serving as the head coach of FC Goa during the 24-25 season, and still continued his role as head coach of the Indian national football team. He was appointed as the head coach of the Indian team in June 2024, and he was there with the team for less than 11 months. And it was Igor Stimac who was sacked after Indian ranking went to 121. But the slide became only more ominous under Manolo. India became ranking 127, and everyone said that Manolo had scored a self-goal. He had a turbulent and unsuccessful stint as Indian football team's coach, little less than 1 year. Do you think so? Was it proper for him to accept to be also the coach of the national team and along with FC Goa?
See, no doubt Manolo is a very good coach, and they must have agreed maybe the first year that since he had a contract to renew with FC Goa, carry on with the Indian national team also. But that was, like I've said, cardinal mistakes. You can't serve two masters at the same time. Either you should have resigned here or resigned there. But then, now since FC Goa is qualified for the Champions League or Champions Cup, FC Cup, I think that's where all this problem must have started. You see, I've seen Manolo transforming the FC Goa team right from the beginning, from Bandodkar Cup to the Super Cup which he has won. You see, he's a very good coach. But I don't know what went wrong. You see, coach's job is a very difficult job. It's very easy for somebody to talk. But then, like I've said, coaches need time, need players to be gelled together, and the players has to understand and work hard, push themselves up. You know, pride for the country is no longer there.
Is it?
Yes.
It's very sad.
It looked like, because the pride for the country, the way they played, some of them, it just play for the sake of playing. I may be right, I may be wrong, but what I have seen in that game, there was not much. You know, when you play a professional football, it's a question about one chance opportunity to get and score it. You know, if you get chances and you don't score it, then you have to pay a price for it. That's what we got with the last game.
Everybody was surprised that he called back Sunil Chetri at this age.
Well, let me tell you honestly, when I was the coach of the Indian national team, I had kept Baichung Bhutia, Ranidi Singh out, because I had Sunil Chetri, I had JJ, and I had Sushil Singh. I had 3 strikers with me. Now the reason of Manolo bringing him, because if you go and see the ISL, Sunil Chetri scored superb goals. There is no striker at the moment who can take his place. Maybe he felt that, you know, Sunil Chetri will do a job for me, and more because of the maturity, experience.
Yeah, that is correct. But then if he has been shining for Bengaluru, it's because also the others who have been supporting him in the attack and scoring goals. Alone, without those additional support, he would not have performed.
Okay, but even then the seniority, the maturity also counts. The last goal which is scored through a head is a magnificent goal. It's a world-class goal. So maybe Manolo felt, you know, there's one person here who has been scoring goals, let me take it. You see, to talk about football and criticize a coach is very, very easy.
It's easy. It's
It's
easy.
really easy, but that it's a technical power. You see how you arrange, how to do it.
Yeah, but under Manolo, India picked up just one victory in 8 matches, and that 3-0 victory was against Maldives in a friendly match. You have drawn with Bangladesh 0-0.
It's really sad.
And a country which is ranked 153rd in the world, Hong Kong. We lost to Hong Kong by a solitary goal in an international competition.
It's really sad. Like I said, really sad. Only one friendly match you won it. The record plays it well, but he's a very good coach, but unfortunately things didn't work out with him, and he has realized and he has opted out. So let's see. Like I said, earlier, there was an academy, Tata Football Academy, under Ranjan Chaudhary Senior. There was Seza Football Academy here in Goa under late Mr. Viswas Gaonkar. See, these academies, they produce players of high quality.
Especially Tata Football Academy
Yes.
was a great academy.
Wow, players, so many players who played for the India, for Mohun Bagan,
There
East
were
Bengal, for
few
Jaipur.
academies,
Yes.
quality academies,
That's it.
unlike the number of academies
That's
that now have sprung, and you don't get good players.
Quantity is there, but there's no quality in this academy.
Yes.
Somebody has to be accountable for it, and what I told the technical director, issuing licenses is not a solution. Ensure that you get quality coaches, past quality coaches. Okay, a person, of course, a person who not played football can also become a good coach, like Jose Mourinho has never played.
Yes.
Like
Mourinho has not played,
but he knows how to manage the players.
even if you remember Bob Bootland,
Yes.
you were
Yes.
under him.
He-
Bob Bootland was a great success in Goa. He never played football.
Because he managed the players well. You see, football is the same. Everybody teaches the football is the same. You have to take the ball from here to there. How you take it's your problem. But how to manage the players and to get the best out of it, that's plays a crucial part in a player's development and player's future.
Fortunately, you did that because the results with the Dempo and later on with so many teams are a proof, are a testimony of your power in generating good players.
I was lucky with my God's blessing, my parents, my brothers, sisters, with the senior players of Dempos, all my assistant coaches. I used to talk to them, try to find out the best and solve the problem. So that's, one art, like you have said, I really appreciated myself.
Yeah, now India's last competitive win in international football came against Kuwait under former coach Igor, and Igor was told to go home and Manolo replaced him. But the rankings at one time in 23 we had reached 99th position. We were amongst the 100 and now we are in 127. What do you think is the cause for all this?
I'm sad because, I had gone along with my friends for the Asia Cup in Bahrain, in UAE, and under Constantine, the team really played well. Honestly, the team played so perfect football that everyone was talking about Indian. Wow, Indian really can play football. But suddenly they changed. Stefan Constantine, they brought Igor. Igor also, I don't know what is the reason, you see, because I was called for the technical only the last now. That too because the Dronacharya award. If I had to be there earlier, I would have spoken a lot of things and make them understand that coaching is a tough job, it requires a lot of time. But now they brought Manolo and things are not going on. So the best thing is find out a coach now who can deliver and who can also be in for a longer time with the team.
Yeah, now India's next competitive match is in October. They'll face Singapore in their third match of AFC Asian Cup 2027. India currently are at the bottom of Group B and with just 1 point from 2 games. You don't qualify, you are gone.
It's been going to be very difficult for the coach who steps in now, because he'll come with his own ideas, different views. It's going to be different for the coach as well as for the players to gel together. So what I suggested, get Khalid Jamil, of Indian origin, because we have seen foreign coaches so far, nothing has happened. Let's give a chance to Khalid Jamil, opportunity, where he has to express himself and see what he can do. But let's see if Khalid Jamil applies or takes his opportunity, or if not, get a coach who has been with the Indian national team, that is who has been also in India for quite a longer period. That's Stephen Constantine.
Armand, you had been the coach of the Indian football team. We had also another Goan, Savio Madeira, who was also, and you did pretty well.
We did well. Savio,
Do you think that this talk of foreign coach, a different skin, do you think there are some godly figures who can overhaul the Indian football?
See, foreign coaches are needed, especially the best ones who can guide the Indian coaches. Okay, Savio Madeira did a very good job. He also won the SAF games.
Yes.
Yes, and I also did very well, I feel, because I beat Qatar in Qatar in a friendly match. I did very well, drew with Maldives. We lost with 9 players with UAE, and that to penalties. Otherwise, the performance was very good. Here we drew in India, Delhi we drew 1-1. So it was really good. But then the question of time. You see, people at the helm of affairs didn't have faith in the Indian coaches, and they didn't want to give time to Indian coaches at that time. I had asked for 3 years. They gave me only 3 months.
3 months?
Yes. They said, you at the most we can give you 1 year, which was very bad. I felt it. But then if more time was given to me, I think I will have, and Sabio too will have done something.
Yeah, because Manolo had a contract for 2 years, and he stepped down after he and the AIFF mutually decided to part ways, and his contract was around rupees 3.7 crore. His contract was up to May 31, 2026. Would this figure would be available for you or for any Indian coach?
I don't think I was paid 3 lakhs in a month for a month. So that's it. I didn't go for the money there. I went because I always had that desire in me to go be a head of the national team, and there I got it, and I'm happy about it.
Actually, Manolo had resigned in April, but the AIFF asked him to continue till June, and he said, I didn't want to leave because of the poor results. Now when he left, they said goodbye, and when he was appointed, he said, it is an honor to be appointed as a national football team coach of India, a country I consider my second home. I want to do my best to bring success to the millions of fans we have. We hope to do great things in football. You played 8 matches and you did nothing.
What can I say about this? You see, Indian coaches, some of the Indian coaches, they come to India, take a lot of money and go. Like Kerala Blasters coach, he says, bring Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola. You can't do anything with these coaches, with these players. But then why do you come to India? My question is, why do you come to India? Go somewhere else.
Yes, after all, it's big money.
Yeah.
And in the case of Manolo, he was getting money from 2 sources.
The truth is, everyone says there's a lot of talent. Able players can participate in the World Cup, go here and do there, everything. But what are you doing to develop them? Some of them says, I've not come here to teach them the basics. I've come here to gel the team with 11 versus 11. But then, remember, in ISL clubs, some of them, I'm not saying all, please don't misunderstand me, some of them, when you pass remarks like this, what the Kerala Blasters coach has said, then it's not worth coming to India. You see, when a foreign coach comes, he must try to do his level best to bring up. Try at least, and then keep quiet. If the results are there, no results are there, because coaching is a totally different thing. To talk is very easy, but coaching is totally a different thing.
But you look at the results, 8 matches. 1 win against Maldives in a friendly 3-0. You lost 3 games, officially won to Hong Kong 1-0. In the friendlies, you lost also to Thailand and Syria. You have drawn 4 games officially with Bangladesh 0-0. You have also drawn with Vietnam, Malaysia and Mauritius. What a pathetic state of affairs.
It is indeed pathetic. When you go for a job, they ask you, what's your experience? With the foreign coaches, you can't do anything. Why don't we push our Indian coaches? Why don't they get experience? Let's do this. I proposed to the IFAC Executive Committee. So let's get an Indian coach. But then now, another point. Besides Khalid Jamil, who is the next coach? There is Bibian, there's Stephen Dias.
Bibian has been doing exceedingly well.
Very good. I told Bibian's team to be filled in the I-League and promote Vivian along with the players so that, in after 5 years, you'll get not only the national players, but also a coach will be able to, Indian coach will be able to coach the national team. At the moment, present thing, there is Stephen Dias, there is Ranidi Singh, there is Clifford Miranda, Bibian, of course, all these are raw. They have not yet taken a place in the senior team, bearing Khalid Jamil. So coaching also, is a very difficult job.
It is, but the overall feeling of the football fans, those who understand the technicalities, they say that there are 2 Goans who qualify to fit the role of head coach in India, and they say one is Armando Colaco, and the other one they say it is Savio Medeira.
I've been there for nearly 40 years in this football industry. Started coaching in 1985. I'm 72, 80 years old. Perhaps Savio Madeira could take on the job because he's young. So, although Savio has become a coach educator now, he's educating. Let's see what it is. If I can propose for the next community to consider him, I will definitely put forward.
Because the IFF needs to be questioned for the disaster. One of the ISL's best ever coach, Manolo, also cannot be absolved of the blame for walking into this with his eyes open. When he took on this job, he knew of the challenge that he would be taking up. He overestimated his own ability to manage a club and a country at the same time, or he underestimated just how difficult it would be. What do you feel?
Like I said, it's not easy. You can manage a club and you can get many chances when you play in a league. You 1 game, 2nd game, 2 game, 3 games. But like this, for a short term, expecting too much and believing in himself for too much for a national team is totally wrong. You see, everybody has to take a blame collectively. Coach, the players, all those players. Because see, here the notion is when the team wins, everything is okay, forgotten. But when the team loses, the first blame comes on the coach. But the players themselves also has to take the blame.
But I would say the blame should be squarely lying on the shoulders of EIFF.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because many things have not gone proper there. But I also want to ask a question here. Why was it not given a much more longer term in terms of practicing, training? Why only few days? Just 2 days, FIFA, 2 days before. We are not that much professionals. I have also heard that the clubs were reluctant to
release the players.
Yes. You see, here also I blame the clubs. National team. IFF also has to blame, because I don't know whether they properly asked the ISL clubs to release the players. You see, all of us are to be blamed because it's our national team and national pride is not there. We are going down, we are not coming up. And all of us, instead of talking idiotic things, we should come up with one policy, one idea which put together collectively and see what is the best. Like I've said, this academy, so many academies are coming, they are not accountable. It is not the quantity, it's the quality of the players, the coaches, the academies, the coach educators, everyone put together. We have to be responsible and try to do something special so this how a nation comes up in football. That will take another 15, 20 years.
Yeah, when you talk of academies, they are no longer having the same standard of the Tata Football Academy. At one time, most of the players in Indian team were coming from your Tata Football Academy.
Because Mr. Ratan Tata always wanted the best. That's how he did that academy, came out
Now,
with it.
even coming to Goa, for example, we have the academies, and we had also the GFDC Academy, which is closed, and they no longer promote football technically, I must say.
Mr. Piki Banerjee must be appreciated for bringing Seza Football Academy, which produce great players through Viswas Gaunkar. GFDC, I'm sorry to say, I don't like to criticize or cut anybody, but then it's non-functional. You don't have a chairman or director.
For the last 2 years,
Yeah.
it is defunct,
Yeah.
no committee,
So
and they closed their academy. They closed their academy, and there was a proposal to take this academy to Tolekanto in Velim, where there is a big stadium with all the facilities built for the last 4 or 5 years, but not half an activity has taken place at the government's stadium.
I really don't know what to say, but I only request them get a director or chairman as quickly as possible, set the GFDC coaching centers properly, and evaluate them properly.
Because even we at the level of the Santosh Trophy, we have not been doing well.
You see, I've requested, the problem here at Goa for us, Santosh Trophy, not doing well because I-League players are not allowed to play. I've requested the All India Football Federation to allow the I-League players to be allowed to play for
the
state
state
teams
team.
in the national trophy, which they have agreed, and they said they'll consider. They'll do it most probably. You see, there is no talent like before available in all the states. Even the Indian national team, look at the growth we have. We talk about these small players. We expect a lot from the national team, but how much can you expect from them?
When Manolo took over, he said, coaching the Indian team was the dream of my life. But when you see that all the teams don't play by the same rules, you feel like this isn't the place for you. Further, he added, I recognize that I have done things wrong, but if the results had improved, I would probably still be in the position the Spaniard said. But in FC Goa, he led to the Super Cup title last season. Wonderful work at FC Goa.
You did a wonderful job at FC Goa. You transformed the players. When we saw it first at the Bandorkar Cup and afterwards throughout the league, it was totally different team. That's the reason why everybody thought and felt, including me as a coach, felt Manolo will do a great job there.
And he built up a lot of youngsters.
Youngsters.
Because when he did that and he called Sunil Chetri, people said, this is not Manolo Marquez.
See, he may have a reason of bringing him back, like I've said. The only striker. He had no other strikers there. You see?
But the reason that he has now specified, and he has specified the reason on July 7th to a Spanish newspaper, and I will quote what he said. 3 days before the match against Hong Kong, which we lost, all the players knew it would be my last game with the national team. It's not easy for a player who arrives for 3 weeks to be in a team where you know the coach is going to leave. Is this the correct way of expressing?
I think on certain issues you should have kept quiet, not to express too much on these issues. What has happened has happened. Now you cannot do anything. But
on the contrary, I think he should have said, yes, this is my last assignment, so you give the best and we have a victory.
you will have, should have pursued all these players to give a last sort of a winning game
Yes,
for him.
any other coach would have never given such a reason.
I don't know why he did it. If he has done it, it's really sorry.
He called, when he got the assignment, he says, the dream of my life. If you analyze, it's a rare and taxing arrangement.
If Manolo had to go and coach a Spanish team, it will have been a dream of his life. I went and coached Indian team. It is dream of my life because I'm an Indian. I'm a national citizen of India. I felt proud about coaching the Indian national team. This, he said it, but he couldn't cope up or stay along with it.
With FC Goa finished second in ISL, lifted the Super Cup, and secured a place in upcoming AFC Champions League 2, making one of the most successful campaigns in club's recent history. Nothing of that sort with the national team.
No, he had players at his disposal here, so he could do what he wanted. There he didn't have players at his disposal. See, there lies the difference. You see, but having said this, all what he did also was good. All what he did also, say, expressing certain things also was bad. But then, like I've said, coaching is a very difficult task. So many of us all over India talk. If I give them a national team, what will they do?
Yeah, it's there. What you said is absolutely correct. But he focused on FC Goa. He had to prepare for FC Goa matches, training sessions. Now, the time between international breaks, so crucial for national team coaches, was just not available for him. He knew all this before he took the job.
I think he was not aware before he signed the contract that his team FC Goa will qualify. You see, where he will need more time to be with his own club FC Goa. But then now, after this, when the team qualified and also he had a job at the national team, things became really difficult for him. So his mind was not at his proper place, I feel, because he had to serve two masters at the same time. So it was difficult for him.
The previous coach, Igor, he was sacked. But a year later, after his sacking, India are worse off today. Unlike last June, India are now in a position where they might not qualify for the AFC Asian Cup in Saudi Arabia in 2027. It was an avoidable error, both from the AFF and the man who will look back on how he bit off more than he could chew.
It is indeed an error of judgment, because IFF also has to be blamed for allowing him the dual role. Okay, but then things have become very difficult at this stage. I don't know. We have to win 4 games to without losing a single one to be there for the Asia Cup. I don't know. Let's hope for the best. And
Indian football has its own challenges. Which are the priority challenges that we need to tackle?
You see, there are many challenges put forward. For me, I've told them that call everybody, all the stakeholders, have a great meeting with everyone. Express your calendar, express your feelings. Let them also, the clubs, there are so well-known personalities in Goa, in India, they should be called and find out what should be the best thing for Indian football. You see, I've got my certain thing which may not like by you or by anybody else or not by the federation. But then when you get everyone together, each one pops out their own ideas, we can put the best ones together and do what is good for Indian football. Tomorrow nobody can blame you or say, why you did this, why you did that, because you were a part also. You see, IFF platform is a platform where you have to come and express yourself rather than go to the press or do something. You see, shouldn't. You see, it is our India. We all feel feel pity, ashamed of the way where India is at the moment. Very crucial stage. Not even going to be qualified if we don't win these matches for the Asia Cup. But then, stop criticizing. Start offering good suggestion to the All India Football Federation. Like I've said, All India Football Federation have done many wrong things. Maybe because they have lost 2 secretaries at the same time. So the problem is, there's not a proper man to take collective decisions. If a CEO is there, he can do something special. Now, like having said this, also I want to bring to the notice to everyone that when foreign coaches come, an experienced Indian coach has to be there along with him, so that he knows the culture, the players well, so that he can go and tell him, express the coach that this is so, this is it. And also the next coaching staff should be all Indian staff. By getting a foreign coach member, not only teaching the coaches, but also the assistant coaches how to perform their duties. So this is one of the things which I proposed to the technical executive committee.
But this telling is when we talk, they talk about the combination of several factors. Is it okay when they talk about inadequate infrastructure, lack of robust grassroots development, and the overwhelming popularity of cricket that is now making inroads?
Too many things have happened in too short a time. Okay, grassroots as very, very important. Youth development, it's very, very important. See, sometimes people won't like it if I say wrong people at the wrong place. Technical football is all about technical, not about in the laptop. It's about on the ground. You need knowledge, especially to show the players what wrong you have done. I don't know whether anyone of them had taken the responsibility to show the game to the players. Our last game with Hong Kong, sit and see what you did. Because if you have to sit and show them what mistake they did, they will have realized it.
So you need analysts also with
very, very important.
Yes.
Very, very important, because if you tell the players that this is what you have done wrong, you won't believe it. Olden day players, okay, they used to play for glory, for the pride, but now that no longer exists. I still feel no longer exists because nobody wants to do or die for the national team. Some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But also they talk about lack of access to advanced training equipment, sports science support, and need for proper recovery facilities.
This plays an important life now in today's modern generation. Go back to the old generation, then they play well. Why you require all this when you yourself has to go and do this? See, after a hard day's work, you go and relax somewhere. Don't do something stupid. You can pull a rubber band till to a limit of stretching. If you pull it more, it will go up. So after a hard day's game, you take rest, proper rest, protein, nutrition, proper. See, if you don't get this, then finish it up. How can you do? Whatever has come now, it's really good for the game of football. But how many of them are taking it? How many of them are having good food at home? How many of them are taking a good rest at home? Club cannot provide you everything. The state association cannot provide you everything. The football federation cannot provide you everything. You need funds. Now, the funds for only the football federation have been stopped because the dialogue between the ISL, FDSL and them has been stopped because of promotion and demotion. Everywhere in the world there is promotion and demotion. If there is no demotion, there is no competitiveness. This is where I feel something has gone wrong, because the players who play in the ISL, they know whether they play or don't play, they'll get their money, and then there's no domination, nobody is going to do anything. But if there was a demotion, then they will have fought much more and come on much more than to the level.
So do you think the ISL has helped in the promotion of the standard of football in India?
See, ISL has helped in giving a lot of money to the players, okay, to getting foreign players, so that our Indian players could learn from them. But as far as I still feel, they should agree to the promotion and demotion, because then there is a competitiveness, and when there is a competitiveness, then you know how to fight, how to live for the day.
And this year there's a very big problem on ISL. Nobody knows whether it will continue or whether it will stop.
ISL is there in the calendar of the IFF. It is there. But then the talks are held up because the court also has asked them not to go for any talks unless and until the constitution issue has been settled. Now there's another problem, the appeals committee. When the decisions are taken by the executive committee, appeals committee halts the demotion of Bangalore and Sudeva Delhi.
Yeah. Basically, there is a problem with the administration,
There is.
management at the EIFF level.
Yes, there is a problem. Now even this Churchill's case and Interkashi case is not yet been settled. It's still there in the CAS arbitration in FIFA. So I requested them, the next season is going to start very, very soon. So request your lawyers, whoever it is, just request, go there, request them to give a final verdict soon, because the new season is going to start. And they've agreed to send somebody.
That will be a good move, if at all the AFF can do that.
Yes, FF has done a lot of, I don't know, because the Kalyan Chobe doesn't take accountability, it doesn't look into the administration of others. It just gives you the responsibility and you as the one. But as a president, you should also take care, because ultimately the blame comes on IFF. The blame comes on
But then
Kalyan Chobe.
They look at the president as the head of the EIFF.
Yes, it is everywhere. If tomorrow the team which I am coaching doesn't do well, they will blame me. They won't blame anybody else. So it is like that. So, but remember, you also have to keep an eye on those who are working for you to see whether the things are going on in a nice way or not.
And there is an opinion to say that our grassroots development is very weak, no structured program to identify and nurture young talent, and absence of a robust youth league system. And a good league system should be there to provide a pathway for young players to progress to professional level.
I agree to this point of grassroots, strong grassroots development, spending a lot of money on grassroots development, youth development. But then I've seen a boy who got a B license who has never kicked a ball.
Is it?
Yeah. So there I brought to the notice of the technical committee along with Bimal Ghosh. In fact, Mr. Bimal Ghosh is the one who reminded me, another Dronacharyan who was also there for the meeting. He's saying, Armando, this is what's going on. How can a boy, 18-year-old, got a B license and never played football? How will he teach? And these young coaches coming to the grassroots, what will they teach?
It's a very big problem.
So that is why I told the technical director, Mr. Sabir Pasha, to look into this matter and be serious and ensure that in future only those who are qualified. You see, it's not like all are called and few are chosen. Like it's choose the best one. Don't promote the others.
Because basically now people are worried about the governance and management and AIFF issues. There are issues concerning mismanagement, corruption, lack of transparency within AIFF, and AIFF needs long-term strategic planning. You need a multifaceted approach to address challenges and unlock the potential football in India.
You need a long-term strategist, but the other things I've just joined them, and the other thing I really don't know about corruption and all those things, because that was my first meeting which I attended. The budget also which was passed is only for a short term till December, but then nothing was given to me. If I find it and if I find something is wrong on my part, I will definitely bring it to the notice. But as far as strategies, long-term strategies are need of the hour for a better football development.
So we are coming almost to a close, and India now has to travel to Singapore and Bangladesh. To have any chance, they cannot afford to suffer any more hiccups and will also have to rely on other outcomes. Don't you think so? The AFF should have gone ahead with the process of selecting the new coach.
I think it's going to be very soon. What they said, they'll do it before 15th, because they got 1.5 months for the team to gel together. So I think this will come out very soon. We may go to, I don't know whether they'll call me or not, but we may go to Delhi and settle this thing once and for all.
They say that India's tragedy does not lie in the fact that we cannot produce world-class footballers. It lies in the obsession with quick results, the love for instant noodles over home-made grown food, self-cooked, made with hard work and perseverance. Do you agree with it?
If you go anywhere, even they will always criticize you. Even the person who doesn't know even about football, when somebody tells me, Ari, What meant? India lost, Goa lost, but then, like I've said, at many a times you need technical people to forward the technicality. Football is a technical game. I know it's going to be very difficult for India, but let's hope for the best. Let's pray. Miracles do happen, and I am sure that when all of us pray, God will listen to us and put our India to Asia.
If you are called back, would you take up the assignment?
No. No.
Why?
Not now. No. I've done it. Whatever I wanted, I'm happy. I'm a Dronacharya. Whatever I wanted, I got. National team, I got everything. But I would love to coach teams here, take challenges here in my own Goa, give them the idea, whatever is there. See, football is a vast subject.
It is.
Honestly, vast subject. But
And you
here
can't
in Goa,
develop it overnight.
but in Goa, you choose only what is the best for you and that kids you have at that moment with you, whether it's long term or short term. So you have to differentiate and do it as per the circumstances and what is available to you. You see, just because the world people all over the world they do it, you can't do it here in India. Our different culture, different things, our growth, we don't
Yes.
have all those nutrition, all those things, the knowledge of grasping, it's not there. Although the players earlier, they were not educated, but they knew how to grasp and how to play. Nicholas Pereira, he knew how to play. Like that, so many
You had
players.
Mahesh Lotikar, Mauricio
Yeah.
Almeida,
Maurice Afonso.
Afonso.
See,
Maurice
ABCD.
Yes.
You see, all these great players, you cannot. Those were the footballers. But I'm not taking anything from this new generation. They have got everything at their best. I only hope and pray and request, work hard, bring the name of the club, bring the name of the country. That's all what I can ask you, please.
Do you have hopes that we will improve?
We have to improve. Things can't remain the way they are. We have to work all together and bring this team up. Everyone plays an important part here. The knowledge of putting things forward, of expressing yourself, making them to understand what is required, what is needed, how it should be done. They've asked a few things, finish. On next meeting, like I've said, call all the stakeholders, sit and talk to them and do what is the best for the country.
Climax also was there with you.
Yes, he is
At this
a
meeting.
executive committee member.
Yeah. I mean, through him in the executive committee, things could change.
You see, Climax has been a captain in the national team. He is a technical member. He's played for topmost clubs of India. The Emphasis Bengal, played for the national team for so many years. Vijayan is there. Shabir Ali is there. And then Harjinder Singh is there. Bimal Ghosh, Armando, we have joined now. Then Tababi Devi is there in the national team, women who played for so many years. These are the Baichung Bhutia also is there. You see, Sabir Pasha is there, Vivek Nagul, these are technical people. We put forward. Sometimes we must also call the stakeholders, because very, very important, because they are the ones who play an important part. They have to be explained what is good, what is not good. If they listen to us, well and good. If they not listen to us, then it's...
Because you all are technically sound.
So,
And those who are there in the executive committee need not necessarily be technically sound.
it was, what you say is correct, because when I expressed myself about the Indian national coach, the team, the person who is in charge of the I League in the competition was taken aback. I mean, he was really shocked and surprised. He says, we need Armando to come back and give us more ideas. When I also expressed about this Santosh Trophy, when I was a kid, I always longed to play for a club and then for the state team, only to go for national trophy from the Santosh Trophy, then to go for the national team. So it is like that.
Let's hope that things would change. But this is too long now. I remember when Praful Patel was there, he says, we will go in a World Cup when World Cup is hosted in Germany. Nothing has happened.
I can tell you one thing, to talk it's very easy, to do is very difficult. I only want that India comes up, and let's all together hope for the best.
Thank you very much, Dronacharya coach Armando, for having spent your precious time. You are not keeping in good health, little heart problems here and there. Still, you made it, and you were very early, much before I could come at this place.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
देव बरें
Anything
करूं,
possible.
Coach Armando.
वास्तव में।